It's been an interesting June and even summer across Oklahoma. Josh, we've had rain, we've had cool weather. How are the crops looking?
Crops actually that are in the ground, Dave, are looking pretty good. You know, there's a little discrepancy on what looks good between our winters and our summer crops, right. But you know, most things still look fairly well. There's going to be a lot of both wheat and canola that has either fallen down across, you know, heavy rains, big downpours, lots of wind. We've kind of lost some fields because of that. However, everything that I'm hearing, wheat and for canola across the state is very positive. Proteins look good. The yields look good. The oils on the canola look good. So everything looks good that we've been able to pull out of the field. That is maybe because we've had some of our best fields that we've left for harvest and we haven't taken some of our worst, but overall what growers have decided to go and take to grain, both in wheat and canola, are looking pretty good right now.
If they haven't been harvesting, they've been planting, tractors, combines. There's been a lot of diesel being burned across Oklahoma the past month. And some of those planting deadlines have passed, like with cotton passed this week. How are the crops looking that did get in the ground?
Yeah, I don't think we burned as much diesel as we wanted to
right.
this year, but those that have gotten in and haven't gotten flooded. So there's that, we talked a little bit earlier in the spring that, you know, 14 days to where especially things like our cotton and our soybean are very sensitive to standing water. Once that crop has kind of gotten out and established itself, the summer crops around the state look great, look outstanding. You know, the cotton looks good, the soybean, the corn, what we've been able to get in looks good, the milo across the state looks good. A lot of our pastures that were drowned out earlier are starting to come around. So anything that's in the ground that's out there that likes the heat, likes this moisture, that plant's going to have access to for at least the next several weeks.
Are we seeing issues with any of the pests right now?
Weeds are going to be our number one issue. That's because something like a milo, to where the only thing we have for a lot of our grassy weed control is a pre-plant application. That's something that most of the time, if you've been planted for several weeks, we've gotten quite a few inches of rain on that. And so that herbicide is either, you know, washed down in the soil, maybe started to break down a lot faster than it typically does. And so we're starting to see a lot more weed breakthroughs. Something like soybean, corn, cotton, we can go back in and we can help manage that. Growers might have to make that first application a lot earlier this year than they typically would, but that's something we can manage in some of those other crops. As far as insects, areas of the state that have gotten a tremendous amount of moisture, has got a lot of green vegetation in the ditches and are on the side of the field, really need to put a lot more boots in the ground this year because we potentially have more insects and more weed problems than we typically would in a year. Hopefully a lot of our growers have put those enrich strips in the field, are able to account for the fact of if they need an application or not in season. That's a big decision that they're going to have to make. The good thing is I think we have the yield potential out there. And so it's one thing that we might need that little extra bit of nitrogen to kind of carry us through because we've lost so much that we put on early.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Josh Lofton, Cropping Systems Specialist here at Oklahoma State University.